Any questions about the actual technical skills stuff that we talked about tonight, about using public narrative, about any of those sorts of things? Any questions about that I can hit on? Oh, you're all ready. Yeah.
When I'm probably, get a lot here, then I go back and then I look at Basecamp and I figure out how to use Basecamp again.
Yeah.
Maybe a list of places that we start with, like, with the legislative, whether it's our city council, whether it's our church, our coalition. I have, in my town, we have a coalition once a month. And I've been there, done that, probably go back and do it again.
Yeah. So I will, there's a lot of these slides will be there, and all of those introductory slides. John, if you maybe want to go back to the pathways set, which was at the very beginning. A lot of those ideas are on those slides where we talk about the specifics. They're all there. But I think everybody here could probably contribute, and maybe if everybody agreed to post one place to Basecamp that a leader could use their voice and be creative, because churches and elected officials, we've talked about those. Don't hesitate to post something that we've talked about so that we don't forget it, but I would ask everybody to go to Basecamp, because not everybody's posted yet, and post one place where we can use our voice as a leader in the food system. It doesn't, you can type church and hit submit. But think about something unusual. What about the Independent Grocers Association annual meeting? Why not? Right? They don't have to let you, but you could call and ask. What about the local union shop? Right? What about the AFL-CIO? Food workers struggle to unionize. So think of those things, and if everybody would commit to posting one thing to Basecamp, a place we can go, I think that's really good. We can start compiling and sharing some ideas. And then I'll try and go through these slides and think if there's more that I could add to each one. And if there is, I'll send John an amended slide package and try and think, because we did some creative stuff in Iowa. Maybe John and I will put our heads together and think of things that we might have tried there that we haven't mentioned too much, because there was a lot going on there. And I think primarily, though, any place people are already gathering for whatever reason, Rotary, Lions, fraternities, sororities, Alpha Phi Alpha would be a great one. Anything like that, where people are congregating already, take your message to them. You don't know what you don't know, so they don't know that they need to know what you want to tell them and let them know. So anytime people are congregating, make yourself available, right?
Some of those groups actually require them to bring in outside speakers too.
Yeah.
If you go to them, it makes their job easier.
It does. A lot of them are really grateful for that.
Local food, they love to hear about local food. They really do.
Yeah, it's a hot topic right now.
I think it's really, I just want to add that I think the Toastmasters, creative ideas like Toastmasters instead, that was brilliant. I mean, I know the Central Louisiana Toastmasters group, or at least Alexandria group, I don't know how wide they spread, but they meet in Alexandria every Monday night, and they meet at 6:30, includes dinner, and I think it's free.
To be a member, you have to pay to join Toastmasters, but if someone wanted to have a fundraising campaign to get low-income people memberships to Toastmasters, I think that would be brilliant.
And but just, stuff like that, when you have that platform, they exist. And people that go to Toastmasters are people that should hear your message. And
leadership, do you guys have like Leadership Alexandria and Leadership? Usually city and businesses collaborate to promote young leaders in their towns.
Yeah, I know in Alexandria we have, or in Central Louisiana, Young Professionals group.
Yes.
We have the mayor's Women's Commission, and I think there's a Marriage Youth Commission.
See, there's all these places.
Junior League.
Yeah, Junior League would be great. Yeah, Daughters of the American Revolution. I'm not joking. Absolutely, I'm not from here, so I always forget about that one. Right, sorry about that.
Yeah, we have both.
So these are, and then, so once you get through finding a path to create your spiel, right? And sometimes you feel like a used car salesman, I'll admit it, right? You said it, right? I could sell movies to blind people. Yeah, that's exactly right. So it gets to that point, and then you have to sort of reassess and reconnect with your passion. But you also will gain enough skill that you can tailor your message to every single group. Because before you speak to any group, you're going to research them. And you're going to know what their mission is. And you're going to relate your mission to their mission. Because that's going to help them find their why. And finding your why is how you engage. So there's another little seasoned trick. Always look up their mission before you go and talk to them. Always know what their mission is. And always be prepared to tailor yours to theirs. Show them. Don't ever assume that they're going to see what you see. That those connections are obvious. They're not. They'll miss it entirely. Yeah. So any other questions? That was a good one. And I think if that helps us all get on Basecamp and start posting on Basecamp, that will help.
You talked about the GoFundMe things.
Yeah.
I actually want to kind of pose this question to y'all. Would you guys as consumers support a GoFundMe account like at Farmers Market to get the dollars back to kids? Does that make sense?
All these are restricted produce.
Okay. Not canned goods.
And rents.
Did you say food? Not hair bows and crap like that.
Right. Not crafts, food.
Okay.
Can you not get another grant?
I can, but my Main Street board is being resistant to grants right now.
Are you getting anything from Farmers Market?
Grants suck.
Sorry.
Are you getting some Farmers Market?
They just, they're just always a hassle. And I live, work, and breathe grants. They suck.
Make sure I have your email.
I'll give you one.
Yeah, they're a lot of work. For you, the smaller the grant, the more work it is.
Because you did it once. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
find another grant.
He's down in your area.
So, but to go back to GoFundMe, let's use our words, let's practice using our words. She asked a question about would we as consumers invest? Because she's exploring her next niche, because she's not going to ever have just one. So, GoFundMe, yes, I would. If one thing I hate are very poorly platformed Kickstarter or GoFundMe campaigns. Don't do it badly. That annoys me to no end. And even if it's something that I care passionately for and would bleed and die for, you do it badly, and I will not fund it just because I'm that spiteful. Seriously.
There's a farm one.
There's a farm-specific one, but you can use any of those platforms, and I've seen them used for campaigns to fund programs whose grants have expired, specifically like the one you mentioned.
Okay.
So,
as consumers,
Yeah.
what would make you?
let's let him answer the first question
Right,
first.
so I would, as a consumer, support that. I think because I connect with the message, and yeah. So as a consumer, I would because I connect with, because it's the people in our community, children in the community, as well as people providing food to our community and growing that resource. And like you said, it's kind of a hot topic to invest in local food right now. I have a friend that over the past 20 days has raised like $40-something thousand on Kickstarter. And he's done that, and one of his things, making a movie, one of the things he did was he got 20 friends right before he even started the campaign and promised to share it with 20 friends on the first day of the campaign. And that was a good way to boost it.
And a lot of those campaigns actually require that you commit to doing that before they'll make it go public now.
So wait, say that again?
He had 20 people commit to funding before it went public.
Okay.
And they were sharing it with, each of them shared with 20 people.
I have a question because what would be a pain point for you as far as how much money you would be willing to commit for a younger consumer?
So this has been my main issue is I want to support things, but I don't have money to.
Yeah, that's a millennial issue, and I'm asking that because
So here's the thing is you don't have to find his pain point. You have to make it an option for people to donate $1. And then when you always have to make it affordable because every dollar counts.
Yeah.
But then when you target the people who you know can afford to give more, one of the things that we did, that I worked with an urban farming collaborative group in Omaha. They were having trouble pairing their mission to serve their community, which was very impoverished, and be a CSA, which is a very expensive form of food access. And all of their wealthy clientele, I said, just give them an opportunity to buy 2 shares, but only take 1. And they were like, okay. So now they do that, and they have families buying 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 shares and taking their 1 because they asked them to. The ask is
United Way says.
right.
You're asking.
You gotta always ask, but the ask is you start at the basement. You know, $1 is acceptable, but when you identify your market that can afford to pay more, ask them to pay more, and a lot of people do. Yeah. United Way thrives on that. So yeah. So we're out of time, and these are all really important. And this is why when we invite you to come back together.
Not quite out of time.
No, we're not done. But I have to shut up and sit down now. But before I do, this is important. And if you guys keep meeting, I'll keep coming back. So maybe I just disincentivized the entire process. But I'm really excited.
It depends what you think about LBJ.
Right. Brilliant civil rights activist. Can't argue with that. Keep up the good work. My contact information, I'm on Basecamp, and John always knows how to reach me. And thank you for an opportunity to engage. And please don't ever hesitate. I respond really well to email and text. I even answer my phone every once in a while. But keep in touch. No question is too small. Always ask. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I do want to say, to Ann's point, I'm sure y'all have a lot of questions specifically about your own work. Basecamp exists, Facebook. So there's always platforms to ask as well and to reconnect. I do want to say Photo Voice is really inspiring to me, and I really appreciate y'all going up there and doing it. You just said Grant suck, Allison, no offense, but they can be tough, And right now I'm writing an interim grant report. It's just crushing me right now, and it has to be done by tomorrow. And I was like, kids, you have to be here. I have to just work the whole time tonight. But I ain't working all. I feel comfortable and this has been very good for me, and so thank you all. And also one of my favorite parts about designing this workshop, probably my favorite part, one of the reasons I was inspired to do something like this is because I get to bring out people that have always inspired me. And so it's kind of selfish too. But I looked at different areas of, what are some of the important areas of the food system? Who are people that inspire me that might inspire others? And that, not only can I meet for the first time, but also some old friends that can come. So thank you, Bahia.
My pleasure.
So if you have a good reason to come here, we'll find a way to pay you.
And I don't always need paid.
Oh, yeah.
Feed me.
I know that. Okay, good. Let's get going. So, and also, I have some stuff I want to do at the end for a few minutes, but I do want to give us the opportunity to have a little discussion about some next steps. From the very beginning, we talked about this. These are 4 kind of more formal workshops. You can call this a formal workshop. But we don't want it to end here. Y'all are a cohort. You have resources and skills and knowledge to share with one another. And we want to make sure that you all have the opportunity to continue to share those resources, knowledge, and skills. And so I'm open to some ideas we can share and talk now. One thing I'd like to do too is I have some sticky notes. I know some of you might have ideas in your head you don't want to say out loud. You can write them down. You can just put them in a pile back there, or put them in my hat, but my hair's really messy, so keep it on.
Just stick it to your table.
Or just stick it if you want people to read it, whatever. Or you can put it on Basecamp or just email me. But I want to just pass these out at 4, so you have to share them. But I know, Antonio, you had an idea. You want to get us started? If anybody have any ideas on some ways that we want to stay connected, dinners or lunches or what?
Oh, how does that?
So you've got our emails. If there's anything in the community, like I need a reason to come back to Alexandria, it's like 3-hour drive. If there's like something like food stuff, that'd be cool if you could like ping us, food fellows, check out this really cool event.
Yeah.
Or other things like that, like where our voices could be relevant. I'm sure some of us will show up. The other, I mentioned this on the first workshop, is the mentorship program, but I don't think I explained my full idea. Like graduating fellows can come back and share. But what I was really thinking is that in the future, like, who knows, maybe it'd probably be a little bigger program than this. Those fellows that left come back and they get assigned like a group of 4 or 5 people, and that group of 4 or 5 people creates connections and they have feedback conversations through the event, and they get really close with each other. So
That's a great idea.
And we talked about that and didn't want to scare anybody away, but I definitely think there's going to be time for that. And making sure you're all secure in your path first. You're the primary concern right now is empowering you all so that then you can go forth and empower the ones that will come after.
So is there a plan to do a next session, like annually, or you're not sure?
Well, you mean just the whole program itself?
Yeah.
That's the plan. I mean, the plan is for it to be annual. I'm really pleased, just myself, and I learned a ton, and so I want to do it again.
Yeah.
And ideally, we would have a whole new cohort of food fellows with a group of mentors available. And I also, I passed out the sticky notes. I wanted to say too, if you have any ways that any ideas you want to share on how to improve this program, please write those down too. Because I do want to do this next year, and I do it into the future, and I hope you suggest that as well. But yeah, I mean, do you think it'd be worth doing it again?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's the goal, and I especially think so because we have a group that's been through it before. Y'all are guinea pigs. It's a big experiment. But the entire goal from the beginning was for this to be an annual thing.
And really, follow up with John about really thinking about what can be made better. This can be tweaked. We were, this was new, so I mean, really honest. There's a lot of room for improvement, and figuring that out, not just this week, next week, but 6 months down the road, when you come up to a new challenge, you're going to say, oh, it would have been great if we would have touched on this. So keep that in mind, because John's going to be building this program for the next year. And that's, again, more reason to keep coming back together. But yeah, definitely.
And I think that's a great point. I'm going to send out, again, I'll send out just the general, what do you think about this workshop survey, hopefully tomorrow. And then afterwards, I want to send out a survey about the whole program, likely early next week. That's the goal. And then I do want to, just for results, to share the results of this program, just for my own knowledge, but also public, to share publicly. I would like to know eventually what you're doing after this, maybe 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the line, how this may have impacted you. How many community gardens did we start? How many local food dinners did we help start? Did Food Fellows lead? I mean, this is stuff that we think we can go to a place like Southern Sustainable Agriculture Working Group Conference and share programs like this.
Absolutely. And I think I would encourage you guys to develop your own metrics. So I really want to encourage you to have monthly coffees. Not everybody's going to make it every time, but if you set a thing that is a thing, make it a thing. Have someone there to facilitate that gathering so that there is a table for you all to come together around regularly. When you have your path defined, create measurable outcomes that you can then hold yourself to. But then also that helps John when he is bragging about Central Louisiana and Alexandria and all of you and all of your communities, when he's bragging on you guys, hard data is really sexy. It's really, really a powerful storytelling tool and can help leverage financial resources, cultural resources, all sorts of things for your communities. So when you have that opportunity, when you get that point, you know where you're going to be, speaking from. If you're going to, I'm really going to work on getting community gardens started in my community, and I'm going to have 2 started in my first 12 months. From this point, 12 months out, I'm going to have 2. And tell John that, right? And in 12 months, come back and tell us how you did, right? 2 is a lofty goal. So definitely, let's, as leaders, we will be scrutinized to see if we're going to do what we say we're going to do. And so it starts with us, saying what we want to do.
I do want to say I appreciate that it's free. I don't mind driving, but because there's another class, a leadership Lafayette class that the chamber puts on, and they pick 25 people, but it's $1,500, and I know they have. I'm trying to understand. I guess they have.
Oh, you guys didn't make a memo?
No.
Should be such an invoice.
Check the box.
Even with the scholarship, hopefully he's not recording that. Okay, delete that out. But with the scholarship, it's $750.
Yeah.
It's still out of reach.
No, I mean.
And my work cannot pay that, and I can't.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's just, I feel like it's just very.
I mean, if we ever had a chart, so there's not a lot of examples around the country of programs like this. In fact, they didn't find any specific to this food. But I did talk to one, particularly in Maine, that had something somewhat similar. She's like, you gotta charge to do it. I know other people across the state that want to do this kind of stuff without charging. I don't really understand it, and I still don't. And I don't imagine us doing something like this. If we get to a point where we have to cover food or something, or maybe we all think it's worth it. But no, I mean, that's a really good point. I mean,
We'd go to potluck first.
Southern University through scholarships and grants, he did a wonderful leadership program for people across from Texas to Florida up to South Carolina, whatever, and they paid for everything.
Yeah.
And we traveled. And the same program.
don't give them any ideas.
What is this?
We traveled, they covered everything.
Yeah.
And it was called Small Farm Leadership Program.
Yeah.
I want to say it's the Community Foundation in Shreveport has like a nonprofit leadership program that's free. That's crazy they're charging that much for that. That's insane.
I mean, I know it's the chamber.
I believe it's the
Yeah.
Community Foundation that does it. I know that they're a big sponsor.
Yeah, we do it too.
It's a
But there's a-
nonprofit. They're doing it right
We
now.
we did that same thing, and it is.
It looks like they do both, because there's another program, just like the one that Dr. John did, that's in charge. So there's always this assignment thing. As long as you
Well,
charge,
I mean, the point is that we're not gonna charge.
Yeah.
That's a good.
But saying it out loud is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can ask for donations or make it affordable, but especially when people are driving.
No,
So that
we-
we are investing.
We just said what we said about grants, but
We'll
You gotta
keep
know.
writing it, right? We live there.
So-
Yeah. Grant funding is awesome. Grant administration is like leeches and, not my favorite
so
thing.
I want to make sure we still have some time left towards the end. So I want to give people an opportunity, if anybody has any more ideas, to share now or write them on the sticky, whether ways for us to connect afterwards or ways that not necessarily each individual workshop, but just the program in general can be improved. And you know, the whole idea when we started this is, and I think I have a lot of flexibility in what I want to do with this program. So the whole idea was, I haven't had a chance to figure this out beyond these four workshops, but I do want to meet with us and give us opportunity to come together and convene again, at least every couple of months. It may not happen by the end of this year, but that could be a good goal, but at least early next year. And just to get you on the radar, Foodapalooza will be at the end of February. It's the biggest day of Central Louisiana. It's a regional food summit. I know many of you have been to it before. So it happens annually, and so that's a free event. It's great. It might be an opportunity for you all, as we talk, maybe we can meet before then and come up with a way or an idea that you all can share your story and what you've learned becoming local food leaders at Foodapalooza. Another thing too to keep on your radar is I will absolutely send you an email and notify you specifically about an opportunity to participate on the Central Louisiana Local Foods Working Group, which is our regional food policy council. We're looking for really more creative ideas and new energy to come on board. And one of the reasons we designed this program, really the primary reason we designed this program and conceived of it, was that we saw the Food Policy Council had some really good people on it, but we just needed some folks who came to it with this food systems viewpoint. That the food systems is more than just a community garden, it's more than just a farmer's market. It takes all these different actors and players to come together to really make a difference, and specifically policy challenges and changes. It's hard to just talk about it without bringing down an expert from Michigan and Bahia and others to really drive it home. So hopefully you all might be inspired to be a part of that. It's a great, great opportunity to become a leader in Central Louisiana at least. And we will be creating applications and sending you an application to join the Food Policy Council middle of next month, middle of November is the goal, with joining officially, formally in January. So we meet again, we meet every Monday. So we will actually meet in downtown Alexandria. You all are invited
Not
Monday.
every Monday.
Well, every second Monday. So this will be the 9th. I think this
Yes,
8th or 9th.
it's the 9th.
In fact, be at 10 a.m. It's free, and y'all can come. It's about an hour and a half. It's from 10 to 11:30 or so.
Yeah. I want to really emphasize that food policy councils were a really rare bird, and really rare, and it's a really transformative opportunity. And even if you don't want to be a council person to start with, even if you just attend, it's a nice meeting to hear what everybody else is stewing on, and it's a way to stay connected to all the little details that the council is focusing on.
And I mean, really honestly, if you guys want to take a leadership role, even just being a resource on the Food Policy Council is what we need. I mean, you guys all have voices and thoughts and opinions, and you emphasize them very well these last 4 workshops. I can't remember everything you guys said and bring it to the Food Policy Council, so why can't you guys be there at least once in a while and help drive the change that you want to, or what is it, be the change that you want to see? I need you guys.